News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. The Southwest TV Translator Association underwrites the news, and Dolores County Broadcasting Network provides the support for DCTV.
Here at the News at Noon show, we assemble the best and most interesting news from the area, and Jerry Tope brings you the local weather and related news. Give us a call with news tips or topics you'd like to see covered. The number is 677-4119.
We're glad you tuned in to watch DCTV. Today's show is live on Wednesday at noon and rebroadcast at 3 and 6 p.m. and again re-aired on Saturday at noon, 3 and 6.
Coming up, another Durango guilty plea, a man charged with strangling his wife, and more.
And also emergency preparedness training and the Cortez anti-bullying policy with weather, the sheriff's report, and area happenings. Today is April 19th, 2017, and now the news at noon. A second man who participated in a home invasion robbery that resulted in the death of a Fort Lewis College student pled guilty Tuesday to burglary, robbery, and second-degree murder. As reported in the Durango Herald, Alvin Flores, aged 23, faces 18 to 32 years in prison after signing a plea agreement with the 6th Judicial District Attorney's Office. Flores pled guilty to tougher charges and is exposed to more years in prison than his co-defendant Daniel Wright, who was sentenced last week to 17 years in prison after pleading guilty to burglary. Wright's plea agreement called for 10 to 24 years in prison. The difference appears to be the result of the two men's actions while inside the house. Wright stayed downstairs, while Flores was one of two men who went upstairs, where Samuel Zarius Gordon, age 20, was shot and killed. In addition to Flores and Wright, two other men have been charged with first-degree murder: Cody Mays E. Cuautli, 19, of Phoenix, and Cuatleco Garcia, age 21, of Scottsdale, Arizona. Both men pled guilty and are headed towards trial. Even though Flores pleaded guilty to second-degree murder, he has not taken responsibility for pulling the trigger early May 24, 2016, at 253 Jenkins Ranch Road in the Skyridge subdivision in Durango. The plea agreement says Flores entered the home illegally with the intent to steal marijuana, used a handgun to subdue roommates, and during the course of the robbery, Gordon was shot. It doesn't say Flores pulled the trigger, but under state law, it doesn't necessarily matter who fired the gun. All participants are complicit and can be held liable for the shooting. Sentencing is set for July 6th in District Court in La Plata County.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, Montezuma County Sheriff Steve Nowlin is asking the Dolores School District to draft an anti-bullying policy before the next school year. Nowlin attended the board's meeting on Thursday to ask them to bring their rules on bullying in line with the state standards. Right now, the Dolores policies don't include a specific plan for bullying prevention, which is required by state law. Board members plan to discuss a potential policy at their next meeting on June 7th. Under Colorado state law, bullying is defined as any written or verbal expression or physical or electronic act or gesture that is intended to coerce, intimidate, or cause any physical, mental, or emotional harm to any student. The law also prohibits bullying of Colorado students for any reason and lists a wide range of protected groups of people against whom students and school staff can't discriminate. When Nowlin asked if that definition was part of the school policies, the board members didn't give a definitive answer. The district website includes a sample bullying prevention policy approved by the Colorado Association of School Boards under its policy section, but the school board has never adopted its own rules on the issue. Nowlin believes it's time to do so. He first brought up the issue in January, and board members said they've been discussing it ever since. But school board president Linnea Voss said they haven't been able to agree on the right wording for the policy. Nowlin sent the board a copy of the state's definition of bullying and asked them to take it into account when drafting their own.
The Durango Herald reported that bail was set at $500,000 for a Durango man suspected of strangling his wife earlier this week in the Lightner Creek Mobile Home Park, a couple of miles west of Durango. Silvino Martinez Perez, 35, made his first court appearance Tuesday in 6th Judicial District Court, where he was advised of his rights and a possible charge of first-degree murder in the death of Crystal Martinez Perez, aged 37. Martinez Perez will not be allowed to contact his three children, ages 5, 6, and 9, if released. According to an arrest affidavit, Martinez Perez called 911 at 12:01 a.m. Monday to say he choked his wife to death while his children were asleep in the bedroom of Unit Number 7 at the Mobile Home Park, 907 Lightner Creek Road, County Road 207. La Plata County Sheriff's deputies arrived to find Martinez Perez outside the home standing in the road. He was taken into custody without incident. His wife was found on the living room floor, still warm but without a pulse. A deputy attempted CPR until medics arrived and took over. Crystal Martinez Perez was taken to Mercy Regional Medical Center, where she was pronounced dead. In an interview with sheriff's investigators, Martinez Perez said he grabbed his wife from behind, put his left arm around her neck, and began strangling her. They fell to the floor with her on top of him, and he continued strangling her for about 2 minutes, according to the arrest affidavit. Martinez Perez said he then pushed his wife off of him and continued strangling her from a side position. After he stopped, he had intercourse with her, believing she was dead. Martinez Perez told investigators he and his wife were experiencing relationship problems and she wanted a divorce. He said she was talking to another man on the phone before the incident, and she told Martinez Perez she didn't belong to him anymore. La Plata County Coroner Jan Smith ruled the death a homicide after completing an autopsy Tuesday in Durango. She declined to release further information, saying the sheriff's office is investigating. Martinez Perez speaks English and a dialect of Spanish that is different than what is usually spoken in southwest Colorado. Nonetheless, a Spanish interpreter was used for Tuesday's hearing. The sheriff's office said it was unknown if Martinez Perez is a legal resident of the United States. He does have a valid Colorado driver's license. A GoFundMe site has been set up for Crystal's 3 children, which can be viewed by going online to GoFundMe.com and searching Crystal Hogue Martinez Babies Fund. Formal filing of charges for Martinez Perez is scheduled for April 28th.
According to the Cortez Journal, stargazing expert Jennifer Frost is on a mission to make sure the public does not miss out on the wonders of the night sky. The new interpretive park ranger for Canyons of the Ancients National Monument will host a free star viewing program on April 25th at 8 p.m. at the Anasazi Heritage Center. It is the first of several stargazing events at the museum as part of the Four Corners Lecture Series, and is part of an effort by the monument to gain designation as an international dark sky sanctuary. With 50% of the world's population born in the city, odds are 50% will never see the night sky, Frost says. We're in danger of a generation being raised without a clue about the night sky because of light intrusion, and my goal is to help change that, she said. Frost has a background in teaching astronomy and science. She hosted popular night sky programs at Chaco Culture National Historical Park and taught astronomy at observatories and in labs. If the night is clear, participants will walk up the paved path to the Escalante Pueblo above the Heritage Center. A telescope will be set up, and Frost will explain the basics, including the star hopping method to find constellations. On cloudy nights, the program will be held inside with video presentations. Telling the story of the night sky through the Native American perspective will be part of the program.
Colorado lawmakers are embracing the NBC motto of "the more you know" as they navigate the realities of legalized medical and recreational marijuana, reported in the Cortez Journal. This can be seen in a piece of legislation, Senate Bill 25, that was passed by the House Public Health Care and Human Services Committee on Tuesday on a 9-3 vote. SB 25, which would require the Colorado Department of Education to create a bank of materials on the effects of marijuana to be used for the education of K-12 students, was previously heard by the Senate and passed unanimously. The resource bank would be established with the assistance of the Department of Public Health and Environment, and any fees associated with the creation or maintenance of the bank would be recuperated from the Marijuana Tax Cash Fund, which is revenue generated from taxes on marijuana. The bill was originally scheduled for a committee hearing in March, but was laid over by the bill's sponsor, Representative Jonathan Singer, Democrat from Longmont, while a consensus with stakeholders was found. Singer said there were concerns from both anti-marijuana and pro-marijuana organizations about the tone of the information which would be available in the program. Anti-pot groups were afraid the program would potentially harm children, while pro-pot groups feared a return to sensationalized images and unrealistic campaigns, such as former First Lady Nancy Reagan's Just Say No effort. The goal of the bill is to ensure the bank doesn't turn into a DARE program that doesn't work, and on the flip side, it doesn't turn into an unintentional infomercial for marijuana to minors. The underlying concerns with SB 25 gave it the potential to be contentious going into the process and necessitated a need for stakeholder buy-in. SB 25 also gives the Department of Education the ability to contract with an outside entity to improve the educational resources currently available, as long as research for the resources are evidence-based findings. The bill next heads to the House Appropriations Committee for consideration.
According to the Cortez Journal, Southwest Health System EMS plans a 2-day training program on May 19th through 20th, focusing on medical management of chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear, and explosive weapons. Texas A&M Engineering Extension Service will conduct the training at the Southwest Health System Annex at 20 South Market Street. The program is designed for audiences including EMS, fire and hazmat personnel, law enforcement, public health, physicians, emergency management professionals, and hospital personnel. The course is funded by the Department of Homeland Security and Federal Emergency Management Agency. The course includes discussions, exercises, and hands-on activities, as well as patient simulators. Participants will receive 15 hours of Emergency Nurses Association or American Academy of Family Physicians credits. To register, visit www.co.train.org and enter course number 1070125. For questions, contact Southwest Health EMS Supervisor Scott Anderson at 970-564-2091. And now, here's our weather report.
The area still has little chance for precipitation expectations for the week, even in the next wave to push into the region tomorrow on Friday. The northwest portion of the state will have another round as that wave comes through. That round will start tomorrow night and will continue Friday, and that system is a colder one. So more snow is forecast for elevations above 8,500 feet. Elkhead and Park Mountains and Flat Top may see 4 to 8 inches with some snow possible down to the mountain bases Friday morning. Valleys and southern mountains will see more scattered, lesser activity. This weekend, a ridge of high pressure will cause some warming. Early next week, there will be another slight chance for showers with breezy winds in the afternoons along the northern borders of Utah and Colorado. For now, a fire weather watch is up for Thursday, April 20 from 1 to 8 p.m. as promised. Again, the western slope from the Book Cliffs to the border with New Mexico all bear watching for fire watches. The Pacific Northwest will return to a wet pattern today and the next few days. Rain and mountain snow will reach beyond the Cascades by late tonight. That system will reach the northern and central Rockies by Thursday morning. Another system spanning from the Great Lakes region to the desert southwest will track east through the central and eastern states. Embedded areas of heavy to excessive rainfall may develop along the boundary as it passes through the central plains and continues eastward into the Ohio Valley in the northeast. Strong to severe thunderstorms are expected along this boundary today. There is a slight risk area from central Kansas to southern Wisconsin and northern Illinois, and an enhanced risk area over eastern Iowa. Cold air filtering into the upper Mississippi Valley and Great Lakes region will allow rain to switch to mostly snow by Thursday afternoon and beyond. Showers and thunderstorms may be possible across the southeast and the southern mid-Atlantic states today. There are not any significant changes in the high temperatures forecast for the next 5 days. From mid-60s today, 68 tomorrow, and Friday's coolest at 55. And back up to the mid-60s for Saturday and lower 70s Sunday and Monday. Lows will begin all over the 30s, and Sunday and Mondays promise a low in the 40s. Winds will range between 5 and 15 miles per hour through Friday. Sunny days are the forecast, and only Thursday night will be partly cloudy. And now back to the news.
According to the Cortez Journal, Mancos officials broke ground Monday on a pedestrian crossing project that has been in the works for more than a year. A crosswalk at the intersection of Beach Street and U.S. Highway 160 will help people travel safely between the north and south sides of Mancos. Town Administrator Andrea Phillips said they chose the crossing because Beach Street leads to the Mancos School campus. The crossing will include a pedestrian refuge in the middle of the highway with a concrete barrier, according to a press release. The right-in, right-out island on the north side of the highway will be reconstructed, and a similar island will be added to the south side of the highway at Beach Street. New signs, crosswalks, striping, and solar-powered flashing beacons will also be added to alert drivers to pedestrians who are crossing the road. Construction is expected to last about 6 weeks, with crews working from 7:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., Monday through Friday, according to the release. The south side of Beach Street and the frontage road will be closed for about 1 week, and the north side of Beach Street will be closed for 2 to 3 weeks. Traffic on US 160 will not be impacted significantly, according to the release. Total cost of the project will be just over $304,000. Colorado Department of Transportation will contribute about $75,000, and the Department of Local Affairs will contribute another $119,000. The town of Mancos will contribute about $111,000. D&L Construction of Cortez was awarded the construction contract for the project, and Russell Planning and Engineering of Durango completed design work. Mayor Pro Tem Fred Brooks said lots of thought and engineering went into the project to determine the access point for such a crossing. The project will be the second crosswalk across the highway in town, along with the intersection of US 160 and Colorado Highway 184 at the stoplight.
One is close 1.1 million miles when it is an asteroid's distance from the Earth. That is about 4.6 times the distance the Moon is from the Earth. A peanut, or I prefer popcorn-shaped asteroid known as 2014 JO25 is tumbling through space, and the Arecibo Space Observatory and NASA has a film of it. It's apparently turning over at a rate of 1 time per about every 3 hours. Early this morning, many astronomers all over the planet were watching the space rock make its way past the Earth. It may be seen again tonight and will be seen to move across the sky and cover a distance equivalent to the surface of the Moon in about 18 minutes. Like a slower moving star in the viewfinder, it's really traveling at a speed of 75,072 miles per hour. Look at the sky in the area of the constellation Canis Venatici and Coma Berenices tonight. For backyard observers, an 8-inch diameter or bigger telescope is recommended. Can it be seen with smaller ones? Maybe, but it should be easier to detect its motion across the stars with at least an 8-inch scope. Estimated to be about 2,000 feet across in the most recent calculations by NASA, it's close enough to study, and that may be fortunate. It's a fairly rare opportunity. The space agency has a mandate from Congress to find 90% of an estimated 300,000 near-Earth objects, big enough to wipe a large city off the map. Space rocks that are capable of such devastation pass by us with worrisome frequency, or do they? In fact, the typical American is about 30 times more likely to die from a regional asteroid strike during their lifetime than a refugee terrorist attack, according to a recent data analysis by Business Insider. So how's that for good news?
Reported by the Cortez Journal, the Montelors Cancer Care Assistance Program in February granted its 50th Cancer Care Grant, which provides cancer patients and their families with up to $1,000 for transporting and living expenses during their cancer treatment, according to a news release from Southwest Memorial Hospital Foundation. The grant, started in 2014, is awarded by the Hospital Foundation using locally raised funds. It has given out $50,000 in just 3 years, Haley Leonard Saunders, marketing director at Southwest Health Systems, said in an email. The foundation news release quoted a local recipient of the program, Justine Bales, who was grateful for the assistance. The Montelors Cancer Care Assistance Program helped close the chapter in my breast cancer journey, said Bales. With the support of the foundation, my last reconstructive surgery was performed. Funds were raised through events including the Ride of the Ancients, Demolition Derby, silent auction, garage sale at the SHS Annex on Market Street, McPhee boating with Blondie's Trophy Room, babysitting certification course, and online advent calendar. A silent auction will be May 5th and will also be hosted online on Southwest Health's Facebook page at SW Health System. Physicians may complete a form for a patient who may need cancer care assistance. The Southwest Memorial Hospital Foundation also supports healthcare education with a scholarship fund that benefits locals who want to pursue a healthcare career or higher education. The scholarship is supported by the Made in Montezuma Food and Wine event in the fall.
Food security is a growing concern in the 21st century. The Cortez Journal reports that since 1935, the number of small family-owned farms in America has dwindled from 6.8 million to just over 2 million today, according to the 2012 USDA Census of Agriculture. Locally, the Southwest Farm Fresh Cooperative is working hard to reverse this trend. Beginning its fourth year as a farmer-owned food distribution co-op consisting of more than 20 small farmers and ranchers in the region, Farm Fresh is growing its reach to food producers and eaters alike, said Ole Bai, Southwest Farm Fresh founder and general manager. This year, the co-op is expanding its multi-farm community-supported agriculture program beyond Durango to residents in Mancos and Cortez. The co-op continues to distribute fresh picked produce to restaurants in Telluride, Cortez, and Durango. In 2016, a milestone year for Farm Fresh Co-op, more income was generated from food sales than from grant funds. That bodes well for co-op farmer owners by putting more money in their pockets and back into their farms. Farm Fresh provides a number of valuable business services to members, including joint marketing, delivery of their produce to CSA members, and bulk purchasing of packaging supplies. According to Emily and Mike Jensen, founding co-op farmers and owners of Homegrown Farm in Bayfield, developing relationships with other farmers and ranchers is especially valuable. Jensen praised the co-op's model for helping to streamline their business. Instead of growing 34 types of veggies to please our CSA customers, now we only grow 10 varieties. Other farmers fill in with produce they specialize in growing, and that means my husband and I can spend more time with our kids. Rachel Bennett, Farm Fresh's CSA coordinator, believes that it is the cooperative business model that offers this win-win for food producers and customers. Bennett said democratic member control, one of the 7 cooperative principles by which cooperatives around the world operate, ensures that Farm Fresh farmers and ranchers are active in running the business and support it through volunteer activities. But mostly the co-op model helps them do what they do best, produce fresh food. As a value-based business, Farm Fresh Co-op's success is measured by a triple bottom line, meaning the business must be economically viable, socially responsible, and good stewards of the land and community.
And now for the Dolores County Sheriff's Roundup for the week of April 10th through the 16th. A deputy found a dachshund at large in town. The owner was unable to be located. A domestic disturbance was reported during early morning hours. Deputies responded, which led to the arrest of a man on charges of menacing and criminal mischief, domestic violence. He was reported to the Montezuma County Detention Center without incident. A motorist reported a person raising a hoe at them as they drove on a county road. After investigation, it was learned that the resident was attempting to indicate to the driver to slow down as the speed limit on that road is 25 miles per hour. A Egner resident called to ask whether anyone reported a dog missing in the area. If anyone is missing their dog around the Egner area, please contact the sheriff's office. That's it for today's roundup. Stay tuned for continuing updates.
For today's High Country happenings, Gear Park Trail Series trail running races still has one run left in the series. The 5-mile race, Saturday, May 6th, starts at 8 a.m. Registration is $20 for adults, $15 for youth, and race day registration is $25 cash. All proceeds benefit the Montezuma Land Conservancy. For more info, find them on Facebook or email gear-trailseries@gmail.com. Dove Creek Recreation Summer Activities Program for Youth will kick off June 7th at the Dove Creek Community Center. The program will run for 8 weeks every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 1 to 3 p.m. The cost is $3 a day or a discounted full summer rate of $50. Contact Christy Chad with questions or go online to dovecreekrec.com. America's Roots of Pop is presented by Southwest Colorado Concerts. Senate Quartet covers music from the swing era to early rock and roll and country, Elvis Presley and the Beatles. For more info, go online to southwestswcoloradoconcerts.org or contact Jason Witt at 970-570-9051 or Lindsay Havren at 970-565-7676. And all of these happenings are posted up on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the embedded YouTube replays, weather, and original stories and local posts. To share your event or information, contact us at dcbnnews@gmail.com or call us here at the station 677-4119 and we'll be sure to get your news on air.
Thanks for tuning in. This program airs live at noon Monday through Wednesday, then it is rebroadcast at 3 and 6 p.m., and again re-aired Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in the same order at noon, 3 and 6.
We're also featuring a live call-in show called Talk Tuesday, aired live Tuesday evenings at 5:30 p.m. and then rebroadcast throughout the week at 5:30. Be sure to check out our Facebook page. It has all those links and details, original stories, and the video replays. Please like us there and share the link.
For Kendra Cook, Jerry Tope, and everyone at DCTV with the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.